So first, let me say, I'm not sure if I'm gonna leave this video up, but if I do, it may only be for a day or two. Okay, but listen, what I want to talk about, because I have so much information on the Space Needle in Seattle, which I'm not gonna be getting into, every detail, because it's so important. A lot of the information that it needs to be put into many different videos. But this is just one thing I wanted to tell you guys. First of all, for the people who don't know, that uh, Seattle, Washington is probably going to be the next ground zero. The next 9/11 is going to be on 6/11, right? Which is what I've been predicting all these years. That on June 11th, Washington State is going to get struck, and Seattle's in Washington State, but it's going to affect all of Washington State, mainly everything near the water and the west side. But it, there's going to be collateral damage everywhere. So get out of Washington State before June 11th. Now, why is this Elon Musk always in the news? Because not only because both my predictions have a connection to um, Elvis and Trump, because Elvis is connected to the Washington State event, and of course Elvis's connection to the Trump head wound, because Elvis is the beast out of the sea, and the beast out of the sea, one of his heads gets a head wound, and it's healed, his head wound. That's Trump. Trump's going to get his head wound on August 4th, and it's going to be healed. All right, and those are my two predictions: June 11th and August 4th. All these years, same predictions, and and um, so these two predictions connect perfectly with each other. I've shown it over and over again. And anything connected with Trump is going to connect to Elvis, okay? Because Elvis had an identical twin that died of birth. Trump is the replacement twin, okay? Now, so this Elon, why is he in the news? First of all, I don't know why he was picked as the one to do this. Whether he really is smart or not, I'll never, I'll never know, because from what the way he acts and stuff, you think he's a complete moron. But this could be just an act. You know what I mean? Just like they all act. Like Trump acts like he's stupid, but he's not. You know, they all act this way because they're acting. They're act whores. Okay, you understand? Folks, I'm having breathing issues, allergies, so don't mind me here. But anyway, um, the reason that Elon Musk is so important, because first of all, he's got the Elon in his name, EL, just like Seattle has the EL, because the anagram for Seattle is EL State. EL State is the anagram for Seattle, exact same letters. EL State is Seattle. And EL means God in Hebrew, right? And Elvis, his name is EL. VIS is a very important thing. It connects to the 666 because he's the God of sixes, Elvis. Now, so EL means God. Elon has the EL, right? And but what's important is the company name, Tesla. First of all, he's got the SpaceX, which the Space Needle has a connection because it's got the space in it, and but the Tesla is what's important, okay? And um, and what is this dude's logo? This Tesla logo. Look at this thing. You think it's a coincidence that his logo looks kind of like the Seattle Space Needle? You know, if it had a needle going up, it would look like the Space Needle, exactly. If it had a needle up here, you know, do you get what I'm saying? And it also looks like two sevens, 7 7, or two fangs, 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 like a vampire's fangs. But anyway, uh, the point I'm trying to make is, and it looks like two snakes too, whatever the hell, but it's like the twins, and a big T, like Trump. But it looks like the Space Needle. Don't tell me it doesn't look like the Space Needle. If you look at images of the Space Needle, if you took out the top part, the needle part, it would look just like that. You know? Let me see if I have an image of this thing. Well, I mean, I can't get it all the way, but you know what I mean. It's the way it rounded, but without the needle. You know what I'm saying? But you have to see the body of the Space Needle too. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is Tesla logo. And what is Tesla? Look, Tesla. The name. Hold on. The name Tesla is the word Seattle. Seattle, if you use the same letter twice, you would have to use the T and the E twice. Okay? So it's Seatl, right? Seatl. And then you'd have to use the T and the E again. And you get the word Seattle. So Tesla is Seattle. Okay? And I just showed you the logo is the Space Needle, right? Are you guys following me in this? I just want to make sure you guys are following me. I mean, can you even hear me? I'm not even sure you guys are even there. Can you, like, tell me if you can hear me even? Or you're following what I'm saying? I'm waiting for someone to answer. Nobody's answering me. All right, cool. All right, thanks, EK. At least we got one human being in this chat. Thanks. One human being and 18 lukewarm heathens. Appreciate that. Anyway, so, so he's basically a rocket man, Elon, just like Elton is a rocket man, EL, the TON, Washington, Elvis. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, yeah, Suzanne, I appreciate that. I'll deduct you from the heathen list. Anyway, where am I? Okay, so the point I'm trying to make is, and you know why I bring up the Rocket Man, because Kim Ding Dong, the North Korean dictator, who Trump calls the Rocket Man, is born on Elvis's birthday. That's what this whole thing's about, because Elvis is the Rocket Man. Anyway, so Musk, I told you, has that supercomputer that he just, it went live on my birthday or the day before, something like that. I can't remember. On 9/4, I think. The code name for the supercomputer is Colossus. And it's located where Elvis lived and died, Memphis, Tennessee. All right? Now, and remember when he sent, Tesla, he sent a Tesla into space, right? Elon Musk. He sent and they were calling, because they put an astronaut in there, right? Inside the car, the Tesla. So basically you have Seattle and the Starman. That's what it was called. And Starman's anagram is Mr. Satan, which I told everybody years ago. Not everybody knows it because of me, So Starman is Mr. Satan, right? And, hold on. Now, and why is this a computer thing so important? Because do you know that, yeah, I appreciate that, Maggie. Do you know that I told you in Tennessee, because Elvis lived and died in Tennessee, right? In Tennessee, they built, they made the whoever they are, the people who make the laws over there, who the hell did it? Tennessee made a law calling it the Ensuring Likeness Voice Image Security Act. So it's the name is Ensuring Likeness Voice Image Security Act, ACT, right? And ACT, I told you, is the Antichrist. Initials TAC, ACT, like actor, But so and I told you that was the Elvis. That's what it is. It's the Elvis Act that they passed in Tennessee, where that way people can't use somebody's image or voice, which is I don't even understand it because people are still doing it. So it's only for Tennessee. What does that even mean? Only for Tennessee. So outside of Tennessee, they can do it. I don't even understand what's going on. Anyway, it's the Ensuring Likeness Video Voice Image Security. So it's the Elvis Act, right? And I've done whole videos on this, all right? There's nothing new. Um, um, hold on. No, I think it went live on September 2nd on my birthday. My birthday's September 4th. But anyway, so the super colossus, that supercomputer thing that I was talking about. But you know what did go live? Because I told you the Washington event is going to be June 11th. I'm going to show the Elon connections in a minute. I've already shown you some of it already. So Google, there was a whistle, a whistleblower, more like a wiener blower. But this whistleblower came out. Yeah, Kirk, I've talked about the wow signal. Yeah, many times, over the years. Yeah, I was the first one to connect the wow signal to Elvis on YouTube because it happened right before he died, like a couple hours. Hold on. Who's the whistleblower who said Google AI went live on June 11th? Look, you know what? I'm trying to think. Do I have this in my other phone already set up? Let me see. I think I might have had it already set up here. Give me a second here, folks. Where is it? Are you serious? I don't have it? You can't be serious right now. Give me a second. Yeah, I don't have it. Weird, man. Super weird. So I don't know where I have it. I know I had it somewhere. So this dude's name. Where do I have? Oh, I know where it is. It's okay. Here, hold on. All right. Before I show you that, let me just show you. So he said that Google AI. Listen. See, it says Google engineer Blake Lemoine thinks it's Lambda AI something. Well, anyway, they were saying that that it went live on June 11th. Okay. Let me see if I can see if they show that. No, it doesn't say. But they did. It was all over the news on June 11th. Okay. The story came out on June 11th. Something called Lambda, and it says Google AI has come to life. That's what they were saying. It was called. It was all over the place. Okay. So that's June 11th again, because I told you Elvis is the beast out of the sea. Because the beast system is the computer. You know what I mean? They know everything about you. Yeah, and Elon brought Starlink. That's right. over, what is it, North Carolina? It wasn't Tennessee, was it? What do you mean he brought Starlink to Tennessee? You're talking about because of the hurricane thing, right? But just to Tennessee, or it hits everywhere. I mean North Carolina and Tennessee, huh? All right. Anyway, so let me get to the connections as far as numbers. Check this out. So check this out. Look. So Elvis. So Elon Musk was born on 6/28. He's born on 6/28. Okay, Elon Musk. Check this out. Elvis's birthday. And yeah, I told you Trump's gonna get his head one on 8/4, right? And in between Elvis's birthday and 9/11 was 8 months, 4 days, you know. But anyway, forget that right now. But from Elvis's birthday to 8/4, when Trump gets his head wound, it's 6 months, 28 days. 6/28. See that? 6/28. Elon's birthday, 6/28. And Elon is born on 6/28. And then from that day, it's 1 month, 8 days to August 4th. You see that? From 1/8 to 8/4 is 6 months, 28 days. From 6/28 to 8/4 is 1 month, 8 days. So it's the 1/8 connection, you see? All three of these numbers connect to each other. You saw that? Now, and how does this connect to June 11th? Because Elon Musk, remember, is born on 6/28, right? Look, Elon's birthday, 6/28 to Elvis's birthday is 6 months, 11 days if you don't add the day, 6 months, 12 days if you add the day. You see that? 6 months, 11 days, 6 months, 12 days. Because 6/11 lands on 6/12 on a leap year. So that's why 6/11 and 6/12 have connections to each other. Just like 6/10 has a connection with 6/11, because if you don't add the day, when you go up to 6/11, you know what I'm saying? It's connected to the day before, if you use the up to the day method. Hold on. What does it mean? What do you mean, what does it mean? No, I'm showing you the connections that it has to Elvis. See, Elvis is the source of all of this. Trump is nothing without Elvis. Elvis is the one, but Trump is the one that's in the flesh. See, I told you they're copying God, because when God was in heaven, while Jesus, who is God, was in the flesh, you understand? There was God still was in heaven as God was in the flesh. And that's what Trump is. He's playing their God in the flesh, while Elvis is playing the God in heaven. All right. That's why there's a gold statue of Elvis in Israel, because Trump is going to be the Messiah of Israel. He's going to be their Messiah, I'm saying. Okay. So I was just showing you how Elon's connected to Elvis's birthday and to August 4th, connecting to Elvis's birthday. You understand? Elon's born 6/28. From 6/28 to 8/4 is 1 month, 8 days. Elvis is born on 1/8. From 1/8 to 8/4, the day Trump gets his head wound, is 6 months, 28 days, which is Elon's birthday, 6/28. 8/4, 8/4, 1 month, 8 days, 1/8, 6/28, 6/28. Everything's connected to each other. And from Elon's birthday to Elvis's birthday is 6 months, 11 days, or 6 months, 12 days. So it's connected to each other, okay? Now, is anyone not following? How do you incorporate that into your daily life? Elvis is going to be the mark of the beast. You dumb. Stop messing with me. All right? If you don't know my videos, then tell me you don't know my videos. All right? And then I'll explain it. But if you're just going to keep, asking stupid questions, how do you incorporate that in your daily life? He's going to be the mark of the beast. You're going to have to make a choice very soon, whether you want to go to hell or go to heaven. Anyway, so now I told you don't irritate me, all right? You know you're trolling me. I'm not stupid, okay? Anyway, Elon Musk, and I told you everything connected with Trump connects to Elvis. So they if Elvis is connected, I mean, if Elon's connected to Elvis, he's going to be connected to Trump. Just like I just showed you, because Trump's going to get his head one on 8-4. I showed you the connections with the numbers. Now look at this. Elon's middle name is Reeve. And I've shown you what the Reeve is. If you use the S connection, it's very important. I'm not going to explain it here, but Elon Reeve Musk equals 165 if you just add up all the letters. This is a S. I know it doesn't look like it, but Elon Reeve Musk, if you just add up the letters for what it is in the alphabet, E being the fifth letter, L being the 12th, and so on, it equals 165. Trump was born on 6/14, the 165th day of the year. Okay? So there's another connection right there. And I don't know what this is. Does anyone know what this spirit communicator, Arsis, is? Arsis? What is this? What is this? Hold on. What is spirited communicator Arsis? I don't even know what I'm talking about. What is Tesla's Arsis? Why I don't understand this. What is this? Why do I have this written here? Hold on, folks. Let me try to figure this out. Tesla. So when I don't understand this. What did Tesla patent on June 14th? Oh, no, not Tesla. Nikola Tesla. I thought the company Tesla. It was Nikola Tesla. He filed a patent. Look at that. Nikola Tesla filed a patent for some method of, what does it say? Of signaling on June 14th. That's Trump's birthday. You see that? In 1901. So that means 45 years later. You see that? 1901 to 1946 is 45 years to the day. To the day. 45 years, and he was the 45th president. Right? Is that correct or not? No, I just tell the truth. All right? Yeah, so I don't know what this is. What this Nikola Tesla thing is. Hold on. What was Tesla signaling with his method of signaling? Transmitting electrical waves at specific frequencies. They were saying he was trying to summon demons or something. Was Nikola Tesla summoning up demons with his spirited communicator? No, I can't find that. Yeah, I don't know. I read it somewhere, and I can't remember where I read it. It's driving me nuts. It was called Unified Patents Portal that he got it from. I don't know, man. It's portal in there. Trump, his birthday, look, his birthday is 6/14, right? And that's an Ohio area code, by the way, that Columbus, Ohio. I told you Trump's going to get his head one in Ohio. And, the 6 can be turned upside down to make a 9, just like 611, 911, right? So Trump's birthday is 614 and 914. You know who was born on 914 is DeSantis, dude. But 914 kind of looks like 614. You see what I'm saying? And the Julian calendar, it ended on 9/2 and started up on 9/14. So even 9/14 has a connection to a new year. But 6/14 looks like 9/14, right? Look at this. From I'm very nice. Okay, you can ask everybody in here. If I listen, Bree, I'm gonna don't do this because I'm gonna ban you if you don't stop. If you just act like you are not a troll, I will start being nice to you. Okay, that's that last time I'm gonna tell you. Trust me, I'm a nice person. You'll see. I'm just being abrasive because I'm thinking you're a troll right now. Trump's birth is 6/14/46 to Elon's birthday, to exact birthday. Look at that. It's 9/1/46. So it's got the 6 and the 14 and the 9 and 14. You see, like Trump's birthday. And look at that. Next year is the 25 year, and then the 15 is the crown, right? The O is the 15th letter, the crown. But Elon, so it's interesting that he has that connection with the 9146, which I was just saying, with that, with Trump's birthday connection. Now, speaking of people who gets head wounds, remember earlier I was just showing you how Elvis is. Listen, I'm gonna pretend like you're not a troll, all right, from now on, okay? So you're not a troll. I apologize. Let's keep going. That's it. No more. Uh, um, Stop distracting the chat. So I told you earlier how from what the heck did I show? Hold on. I showed you how Elvis's birthday to August 4th, the day Trump gets his head wound, is 6 months 28 days, and 6/28 is Elon's birthday, and 6/28 to 8/4 is 1 month 8 days, 1/8, right? Which is Elvis's birthday. So everything connects to each other. 6 months 28 days to 8/4. So August 4th is when Trump gets his head wound, right? And um, and then I showed you from Elon's birthday to Elvis's birthday is 6 months 11 days, right? Which is when I'm telling you when Washington gets struck. Anyway, the point I was trying to show you was that how it's connected to August 4th, which is the day Trump gets his head wound, right? Now check this out. From JFK, all right, I'm done. Anyway, so JFK's death date is 11/22, right? 63. And Elon's birthday is 6/28/71. Look at that. 7 years, 7 months, 7 days. See that? Look at that. How crazy is that, right? You know what I didn't check? Let me just check this real quick. Listen, to that person I just banned, I'm going to unban you. And if you say one more thing that distracts, just talk about the information I'm showing. Don't talk about what I did with you and you did to me. All right? I'm going to pretend like this is a clean slate. Stop it. I'm going to unban you now. This is the last time I'm going to tell you. Stop it. All right? So now you're unbanned. Pretend like you've never commented before. Anyway, so just real quick, one thing I don't think I typed this in. I wanted to see. Hold on. Give me 1 second here. Look, I don't know if this is because you know when Trump was in office, the first day of his of becoming president, he was 70 years old, 7 months, 7 days old, and from the day that Elon Musk was born to the day Trump became president was 45 years. He was 45 years, 6 months, 24 days. And 624 on the Julian calendar is 611. But anyway, it was 45 years from the day Elon was born to the day Trump became president. You don't have to shut up. I'm just saying, pretend like we started a new slate. Don't be mad at me. I'm not mad at you anymore. That's it. All right? Can you please just pretend like I didn't say anything to you? Like, because I thought you were a troll. Let's pretend you're not. And let's, start over. I told you, please, just stop. Can you please? That's all I'm asking you to do. Anyway, so what was I going to show? All right, yeah. So even the connection to the 45 isn't that interesting that it connects to Tesla? He's the Tesla guy, right? And remember, Nikola Tesla with that stupid patent was 45 years to the exact date of Trump's birth, and he was signaling stuff. See, I see you're not a Christian. I just said stop, and you won't stop. I said act like we're new and fresh, and you can't do it. You're not being very nice. You're the one being mean right now. See. So anyway, but you see what I'm saying with this Tesla thing, right? He's bringing up. He's summoned up demons. He's summoned up Trump. Anyway, so that's why I was just showing you the connection with JFK to Elon's birthday. Interesting, right? And George Floyd. You're gonna love this one. You ready for this one? Because I told you that from yeah, that's right. That's right. Tesla was working with Trump's uncle. Trump's uncle went and took his paperwork after he died, supposedly, right? That's right. Yeah, the guy who looks like Julian Assange. Julian Assange. I'm getting lost here. My gosh, I can't remember now. My brain's not working. What was I just talking about? Oh, yeah. I told you Obama was born on 8/4/61, and I'm not going to show all the connections, but to JFK was, if you add the day, it was 841 days. But if you don't add the day, it's 840. Look, see? So from Obama's birthday to the day JFK got his head wound was 840 days. 8/4 with a crown, see? The crown, the head, the face, the eye, whatever you want to call that, the ring, the halo, the crown. 8/4. From 8/4 to JFK 11/22 is 8/4 with a crown, you see? 840 days if you don't add the day, up to that day. And JFK was born on 5/29, which is the reverse date of August 4th. Because 5/29 is the 149th day of the year, which leaves 216 days in the year. The 216th day of the year is August 4th. You see what I'm saying? And but let me just show you this. So from the day that Elon Musk was born to the day, I know you're going to think, why am I showing this? Why am I showing this? You'll see in a moment. You're gonna love this, man. You're gonna love this connection. And what's funny is I just remembered this connection literally like a few minutes ago. I mean, I had written this, but they're just right now. I just thought of a connection. Check this out. This is unbelievable. So, from Elon Musk's birth to the day George Floyd's birth was 840 days exactly if you add the day. Okay? And why am I showing this? All right? Why is this important? How does this all connect to George Floyd? Are you ready for this, folks? I have it all written down on another piece of paper somewhere. I'm going to have to redo this video because I forgot to bring it with me, this info. Are you ready for this? So, George Floyd, are you ready for this? How old was George Floyd when he died?
George Floyd was 46 years old when he died in 2020.
What date did George Floyd die?
George Floyd died on May 25th, 2020.
So he dies, are you ready for this? He dies, date 5/25, age 46. Okay? Sorry, folks. I should have had this. I have it ready, the paper, but I didn't. I didn't think I was going to bring this up right now. But since I'm on a roll, I thought I would do it. So let me do it again. So remember what we're saying here. So from JFK's death date to Elon Musk's birthday is 7 years, 7 months, 7 days. Okay? From JFK's death to Elon's birth, right? Then from Elon's birth to George Floyd's birth is 840 days. And remember, I showed you that from Obama's birthday, to JFK's death date was 840 days. Okay, so everything's connected to each other. Remember, I was showing you that, and so from Elon's birth to George Floyd is 840 days. Okay, from George Floyd. Why is this so important? George Floyd died on 5/25 at the age of 46. George Floyd died on 5/25 at the age of 46. JFK was born on 5/29, 1917, died on 11/22, 1963 at the age of 46, 5 months, 25 days. You see that? 46 years, 5 months, 25 days old. And that George Floyd died on 5/25 at the age of 46. Do you see that? Do you see what I'm showing or no? Did you get that? Did you guys get that? Did you see what I just showed you? This is something I've had for so long now, but I've been holding it, trying to figure out when to show it. You know, now it came up because of the Elon connection. You know, it matches perfectly to that, right? But wait, that's not even here's another connection. You see the date of George Floyd's birth, 10/14, the birth date. First of all, you have the 7/3 for the EL connection, but because it looks like the letters E and L, which means God. But look, 1014. 1014. Are you ready for this? Because when is Trump born? 614, right? How many minutes is 10 hours, 14 minutes?
10.233333333 hours is equivalent to 614 minutes.
So 614 minutes is 10 hours, 14 minutes. Is that a mic drop or not? Because look, he's born on 1014. 840. Get it? You see what I'm showing? Because Trump's going to get his head wound on 8-4. He was born 1014. Do you see what I'm saying? Are you getting what I'm showing, man? Are you grasping what I'm showing? Do you see what I'm saying? 10 hours, 14 minutes is 614 minutes. Trump's born on 614. Just like 611 is 10 hours, 11 minutes. But if you go around the clock again, it would be 22 hours, 11 minutes. So the first time 10 hours, 11 minutes comes up is if you use military time. 10:11, if you went around again, it would be 22:11, which is like 11:22, you know what I mean? But anyway, it doesn't matter. Forget that part. I went too far with that one. But let me just real quick. I have so much on this. I've man, I have so much to show, folks. I'm about ready to lose it. I had it all written down, ready to go. I have so much more on it. I'm supposed to show you guys. I'm gonna have to redo this whole thing. Oh man. Oh, this is what I want to check. I just want to check one thing that I didn't check before. So from Trump's birthday to real quick. Give me one more second here. Yeah, I don't really see much from Trump's birth. I mean, there is something from Trump's birthday to the day George Floyd was born. See, that's what I'm saying. I think the connection is it had to connect to, they needed another connection. And that was the connection uh, from JFK. See, they couldn't get it directly to straight to George Floyd from Trump. So they had to use other means to get there. I told you it's like a spider web. Yeah, it's like a spider web. One thing has to connect here, then they needed to connect there, then it connects to that's what they need. And everything, it's like one connection can have three webs going as long as they all come together at the end to you know what I'm saying? Like they can all meet at one point and then that line can go directly to the 611 next year. That's how they're doing this. um, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I mean, there is some connections to his birth and death, but not like real, like where I can explain it. You know what I mean? Yeah, I see what you're writing there, Asar. Anyway, what else can I show? Um, and interestingly enough, I think I got to show you from JFK, that's right, to George Floyd. Just real quick, hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, see, when see, I told you they had to go through JFK to get to that point. There it is. So from JFK's birthday, I mean JFK's death date to George Floyd's birthday. Let me just write it down here. That way you can understand it. So I told you Trump's born on 6/14. So from JFK's death date to George Floyd's birthday is if you don't add the day, it's 3614 days. If you add the day, it's 615 days. And Trump 6/14 lands on 6/15 on leap year. But see at three, the three is the crown, the W. If you turn it up, sideways, it'd be a W. It's the crown. So it's the crown on Trump's birthday, 6/14. You see? And I've shown you all the connections with Trump to JFK. I'm not going to go through all that now. You got to watch my videos, folks. This like you don't understand. It's thousands of pieces of information. You can't you can't over show them over and over again in every video. It would be impossible. Every video would be 10 hours long. If I did that. So that's the connection. So you have all these connections, from JFK to Elon, JFK to George Floyd, and from Elon to George Floyd, and Elon with Elvis. It's all connected. And I don't even know. Did I look for Obama to Elon? Let me see. Just give me a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I totally made a mistake. Here I am. See, this is what happens when you do too much. This is not what I was showing here. This is from Obama's birthday. Stupid. Sorry, folks. My brain is just, I've lost it. How did, oh, no, no, no. Oh, I see. No, no, what I just showed was right. You're not going to believe this. This is unbelievable. Yeah, of course it's going to be like that. Because from Elon Musk, remember, from Elon Musk to George Floyd was 840 days, right? And from Obama's birthday to the day JFK was killed is 840 days, if you don't add the day. So it's connected to each other, right? Those 840 connections, and now from you remember I just showed you from 1122. I'm making a mess. From 1122, from JFK. Look at I erased it because I put something else. It was 11/22/63. JFK's death date. I told you was the 3614. Or 3615. And see, that's what it is from Obama's birthday to Elon. Is 3616 or 3615 if you don't add the day. But it's the same thing, you know. It's it's the same amount of time, but because of leap year and all that stuff, one day was added technically. So it's the same equation. Because remember, with this one, it was 840, 841 days if you add the day. This was exactly 840 days when you add the day. So it's 839 or 840. So what I'm saying is that's why you have that 1 day discrepancy. So it's all connected. The JFK, because Trump's gonna get his head on 8-4. I know I've confused everybody here. Don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. The point is that it's all connected to each other. All right. This is this is no these aren't coincidences. That's what my point is. All right. There's one more other pretty big connection here. That check this out. When was Tesla Starman launch date? You see the launch date? 2/6/2018. You know the Tesla, the Starman, the Tesla in space, right? Starman, I just told you, was where is it? Right? Starman is Mr. Satan anagram, right? Starman is Mr. Satan, and that's Elvis. I'm trying to make you guys understand this, right? So 2/6/2018, okay? And you know what the Seattle zip code area code is? 206. And that's how you can write February 6th, 206, right? And why is that important, 206? Because look at this. Well, there's two connections here. From 2/6 to 6/11 is 4 months, 5 days if you don't add the day, 4 months, 6 days if you add the day. So you have the 4/5 connection. But look, 2/6 to 8/16, Elvis's death date, because remember, Starman was launched on 2/6, is 6 months, 11 days. All right. Now, why am I showing this Starman launch date? Because Starman is the Mr. Satan. Tesla was a Tesla is Seattle, and I just showed you it connects to the 6/11 with Elvis's death date, the launch date, and from Elon Musk's birthday. Are you ready for this? From Elon Musk's birthday. Are you ready? From Elon Musk's birthday, the date he's born, to the day this roadster went into space is 17,026 days. Why is this important? 1726. Why is it important? Because 1726 is the word God equals 2617. And notice it's got the numbers 216 and 217, which is August 4th, 216, 217 day of the year. And the backwards numbers of God is Satan. 5510 is the word Satan. So remember, I'm about ready to lose it. So remember, so it was 17,026, right? Not 2617. It doesn't matter. 1726, it's the same numbers, right? As the word God is 2617, and it was a Starman, Mr. Starman, right? Now watch this. So 1726, right? 17,026. And remember, I told you Elon Musk connects to George Floyd with the 840 days in between, which connects to the Trump head wound, right? So Starman's launched. I just showed you 17,026 days in between. Let's see from the day George Floyd is born to the day, to this date. And let's see what we get here. Look, are you ready for this? So George Floyd so from the day George Floyd was born to the exact day he died on 5/29 at the age of 46 is 17,026 days. Are you serious? 17,026 days he lived. Are you understanding what I just showed you? 17,000. So they did another ritual. Okay, because his birth date was a ritual from Elon Musk because it was 840 days, right? And I mean, are you looking at what I'm showing you? 17,026 days. And that's from Elon Musk's birthday to the day Starman launched was 17,026 days. Okay? So that's why something had to happen because it connects to 840. And you saw how big of a deal they made with this George Floyd. You saw it. This wasn't some kind of, just a little thing. This was major. Okay? So that's why this Starman thing was huge. The fact that it happened. All right, give me a second. Let me. Yeah, this is ridiculous, man. So that means that in between, hold on, let me show you something. So that means that it has to be, yeah, see, this is what happens. So that means from the day the Starman launch, from Starman launch to the day George Floyd died would have to be this amount of days. See? There's that 840 again. So from Starman's launch to the day George Floyd died would have to be 840 days. Because remember, between Elon Musk's birthday and George Floyd's birthday was 840 days. You see how crazy this is? How it all lines up? I mean, you can't make this stuff up, man. And I told you George connects to Washington, George Washington, right? And George Floyd's middle name is Perry. Showed you all the connections with Perry. Hold on, I gotta check something here. Just real quick. There is no doubt that it's connected to each other. Let's see how many days in between. Yeah, actually, there's not much connection with the up to June 11th and August 4th. I mean, there's a little bit, but not like major numbers connected to the date of the predictions from that. But I believe that it whatever this ritual was, that was the connection that there was probably another connection after that even. See, I told you it's a spider web of connections, from there to there, then from that connection to it has to line up perfectly or it doesn't match. Okay? So you just have to find where is the match, am I making any sense or you guys not getting it? There has to be so if you can't find the connection, that means the connection was in a different ritual. You just got to find the ritual that they're that they connected it with. And I'm looking for it right now. Hold on. Yeah, I can't find it right now. Anyway, and just to show you how important this 17026 is, guess, because you know the zero, folks, means like what's in between. You know, that's what that means. You know, like if you said 1 through something, like 1 through 50, you know what I mean? So it's like the zero, it's like everything in between. That's what the word God is, you see? G is 7, D is 4, 7, 4, right? Which I told you how important that is, because Jesus equals 74, Lucifer equals 74, 7, 4. And that's what this whole fight is about. You know, it's between, you know, Satan, who became Satan. That's why Satan equals 55:10, God equals 26:17. But the O, everything in between. That's what they're fighting for, the crown. Okay? And but that's not what that means. I'm saying the O means everything in between. You know what I'm saying? Uh, the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. You know, the Holy Spirit envelops the Father and the Son. Okay? It's what holds them together. So that's why that O is so important. It's what holds them together, you know. Um, anyway, so about the 2617 equaling God, right? I told you that in between Elon Musk and his Starman launch was 17,026, and that's how many days George Floyd lived. 17,026 days, right? And um, and that Starman launch is the Mr. Satan, right? But why am I showing the 17026? You know that there's only one date on the calendar, one date that has a connection to to the to the Gregorian calendar and the Julian calendar. Look at this. Let me tell you what I mean here, and you'll see. So let me give you an example. Like 624 is 611 on our calendar. So if you were using no, let's just use our calendar. Gregorian calendar is 624. Let's just say would be 611 on the Julian calendar, the calendar we used to be on. All right. So 624 would be 611. Okay. So my birthday is 9/4, and its Julian calendar date is 8/22. So 9/4 would be 8/22. So the only the only date on the whole calendar that connects to what I was just showing you was what is my birthday. You see, 9/4 is 8/22. Look, 1726. And notice how old is Elvis right now? 89, and we're in the year 224. You see that? But look, 1726. It's the only one on the calendar that does it with the Julian and the thing. I told you my birthday is the connection to this, but it's the 9495. See, the 95 is more important because I was born on a leap year. So 94 connects to the 95. So it's really connected to the 95, everything. All right. And you'll see in my other video when I've already shown it already in the past, all the connections with the 9/5, what the meaning of it is. But anyway, folks, so here's one last connection that I can show you. Man, this is a mess I made here. Hold on. Give me a second. Are you guys still there? I don't see any comment. Did everyone just fall asleep or something? Can somebody say whether they're still here or not? I don't see any comments. Oh, you got to watch from the beginning if you just got here. You got to watch from the beginning because yeah, don't watch it now because you're not going to understand. You got to watch from the beginning. I'll leave it up till tomorrow because I'm going to redo this video. All right, just real quick, watch. So check this out. You know that Trump is the 45th president, right? And I told you that how important the 45 is to Elvis and this whole puzzle with Trump. So the 45th prime, okay? The 45th prime equals 197, okay? Now, so when you see the number 1970, so when you see the number 1970, what you're seeing is the 197 with a crown. So the 45th prime, 197 with a crown, okay? Now, why am I showing you this? Because so if you were to have 1977, what would you have with the 1977? You would have 197 and a 7, right? 197 and a 7. So this O would mean everything in between. So you say it like this when you say it, right? You say 1970. So you're saying the 70. 1977. Okay? Do you get it? So you're not just saying 1977. You're saying, 1977. You're saying 1970 and then 7. Okay? And that's why I'm showing you that I'm showing it like that. 19707. So it's 45th prime is 1. So now, look. So why am I showing you that? Because that's what you're seeing here. The 611th prime number is 4, 5 with a crown and then 7. 45 with a crown, then 7. See, look. 45th prime is 197, so it's 197 with a crown. So 45 means 1970. Okay, 45 means 1970 and then 7. Okay, so see the 45, remember 197 is 45th prime is 197. So, and then you have the O, so 1970, right? 45th prime is 197, 197, then O, 1970, and then 7. Okay? And when did Elvis die? 1977. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what you're seeing here, 1977, right? So the 611 prime is 4507, and he died. And remember, Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on June 11th, 1977. Okay? 4507 is 197 is the 45th prime with a crown 7, 1977. That's what you're saying. Seattle Slew won the Triple Crown on 6/11, 1977, right? Now watch this. So why am I showing that? Because from Elon's birthday to 6/11 next year is 19707. 19700. You see that? 197 with a crown 7. So it's 1977 days. And if you add the dates, 8 days. So, and Trump is 78 years old, and he's still going to be 78 on June 11th, but he turns 79, but on June 14th, 3 days later. But look, Elvis died between 1970 and 1978. You know that, right? He died in between 70 and 78. So you have the 19, and Trump is, remember, the 45th prime is 197, right? Trump is 78, so it's 1970, the 45th prime with a crown, then 78, 7 or 8 days if you add the day. And the 611th prime is 4507. Man, listen, man, I know you guys, it's too much for the brain, but it's a perfect puzzle, man. It's a perfect puzzle. If you knew the information that I have in my brain, you would understand it's a perfect puzzle. And you would give it, and you would give, and if people understood it, there wouldn't be only 8 people giving it a thumbs up. You see what I'm saying? It's because people, they don't care. Only a few of you care, and God bless you. The ones who do care. But for those who are just lukewarm and don't understand, I can't help you. I'm doing everything I can to not only show you how perfect this puzzle is, but I'm doing everything I can not to lose my mind because this thing will make you lose your mind, especially when you have people who don't care. It'll make you lose your mind. Just man, I tell you. And anyway, so and by the way, the 614th prime, just for I'll write it in just in case. That way you can, is 4519, 614th prime. And in between, see, this is why this is important, man. I don't want to give everything away. So I'm not going to show the rest, but I'll be showing it in the future. Anyway, I think that I've gone through the whole thing. Oh, I was going to talk about the Space Needle. I forgot all about that. Man, how long is this video going to be? Man, I've been on an hour and 13. Oh my goodness. It's been an hour and 14 minutes? You got to be kidding me. Anyway, just real quick, let me show you this. But let me just add this to the mix. I just love showing this.
At this time, it is 6:11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began. I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
And 4 times the bell went off. Go watch my video, the last live stream before this one. But anyway, so let's talk. Yeah, just real quick. Let me show you something about the Space Needle. Where is it? The top of the Space Needle. Okay, man, let me see. I don't even think I have a picture of the top of it. No, I didn't take a picture of the top of it. Let me just show you a picture here. Image of Space Needle with Wheel of Fortune on top. Yeah, SR. That's right. 611 to 614 is 1225. Yeah, that's why I didn't want to show that. That's right now, but there's more to it than just that. Obviously, that's Christmas Day, right? And in between 612 and 613 also equals 1225. What's in between 611 and 614? um, but anyway, just real quick, let me just show you. Oh, wait a minute. So just now watch. Why am I showing you this? Because I want you to pay attention. Um, just just imagine what, because I'm about to show you something. Imagine this is a waterfall. So just imagine this being a waterfall, this part here, and then this being graves, like grave sites, all right, like graves. So you have the waterfall here and a grave site. Now you tell me that this doesn't look like it. You see that? So imagine there's the waterfall where the needle was, and then here's the, oops, here's the grave sites at Elvis's grave sites. You see? See how it's like a round circle here? You see what I'm saying? And there's another picture. I couldn't find the picture. It was driving me nuts looking for it. Um, Images of meditation garden at Elvis's gravesite. See, there was another image, but I can't find. Man, it's gonna drive me nuts. I know I'm not gonna be able to find it. I found it once, and I tried, and I lost the page, and I couldn't find it again. I looked for it and looked for it. I couldn't find it. There's an image from above where you see this right here. See, I know you can't. Oh man, it's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, you know that when you're looking at the part that's round on the Space Needle, and it has like, it looks like the windows are like, in a circle, right? Around this thing, and it has a white frame, right? The circle around the top of the Space Needle, that whole thing. Look right here. Um, it has it in the background. I'm trying to get the. Man, I'm about ready to lose it. Here it is. Yeah, this is the best I can do. See, there's the gravesite, and look, there's that. You see what I'm saying? Why is this even there? What is this? Do you get what I'm saying or not? Like, you know how the Space Needle has the thing around it? Look at this. What is this? There's the gravesite right here. So that's what you're seeing. You can't see it. It's right here. That white stuff is right here, right in front of this. You see what I'm saying? Like, you won't be able to, you can't see it. So this is the gravesite. So this is the top of the Space Needle, basically. Oh, man. But you guys get what I'm saying, right? Does anyone not understand what I'm saying? Did you guys get what I was saying with the white part? I mean, they couldn't make it. I guess they couldn't make it too obvious by building it perfectly around it. You get what I'm saying? So they built like halfway around. They did everything halfway. Do you get what I'm saying? Look, there it is again. So imagine this. You see what I'm saying? And the white going around in a circle. It's so crazy, man. Let me see if I can get a better image of it. No, I can't. It's the best I can do. But that white, so when you're looking at it from above, It's absolutely absurd. Anyway, so anyway, where was I going? Um, hey HM, how did it go in Florida? Did it pass the hurricane? Pass you guys already? Anyway, God bless everyone in Florida, and God bless anyone who had to go through that, and may may everything be fixed, whatever's broken, man, and hopefully everyone survived. But I know that's not the case, but we can only pray. Anyway, so let me go back to what I was showing you. So let's get back to the Space Needle again. So that was, and remember, Graceland looks like, the front of Graceland looks like the White House. And Presley sounds like president, P-R-E-S, president's P-R-E-S, right? I mean, yeah, P-R-E-S, yeah. And I told you president is Serpent ID, right? ID equals 9-4, get it? I is 9, D is 4, my birthday. Serpent. Anyway, president's anagram is Serpent ID. Anyway, so let me show you this. Look how this all connects. So remember, a long time ago, I told you that the word international, and Trump uses the word international with his hotels. International equals the exact same as the words Lord and Savior. So if you put those three words, Lord and Savior, it would equal exactly international. Hey, Asar, can you confirm that international equals exactly the same as Lord and Savior? And now I'm going to show something while you're doing that. Hold on. So I told you Trump uses the international, right? And the first big name in Las Vegas. Okay, HM, you can confirm it too. That's great. Anyway, so um, when Elvis first started doing headlines in Las Vegas, like where he was literally doing a everyday stint, it was at this place right here. Yeah, SR. Appreciate that, HM and SR. So you confirm that international equals Lord and Savior. So you see this structure right here? This was in front of the International Hotel where Elvis was the headliner every day. Okay? It was called the International Hotel. And look at this thing right here. You notice that it's got three, because it's got three legs. You can't see the other leg, it's behind this. So it's got 1, 2, 3 legs. 1, 2, 3, right? And notice it's got the supposed world in there, right? But look, it's missing its top. And why am I saying that? Because it looks just like the Space Needle. Where is it? Where is it? See, it's got you see what I'm saying? It's got 3 legs, just like the Space Needle, but it doesn't have the top part, okay? So it's just missing the top part, and then it became the Hilton, okay? Because first it was international, then it became the Hilton. Now it's like the Westgate or something like that. I don't know. Westgate, get it? Like the portal in the West. Washington's the West, get it? Anyway, so it doesn't have the top part, you see, and it's called the International. And this is where Elvis did most of his concerts. He did, I don't know how many, but years. So it's missing the crown. You see what I'm saying? The top part is the crown. It's missing it. It's a Space Needle, but without the crown. And then look at this. There's the crown. There's the top part. What is this? What is this? Look, it's the top part that's missing from this. You see what I'm saying? This is the International Hotel where Elvis was. And here's the top part. And look, it's called the Honolulu International Center. There's the International. And this is where, look at this thing. You telling me that doesn't look like the top of the Space Needle? Look at that. You telling me that doesn't look like the Space Needle? See? And it's called the International, but this is the top part. And why am I showing this? Because that's where Elvis did his concert. Elvis Aloha from Hawaii was at the Honolulu International. Now it's called something else. Yes, I mean, I know it looks like other things too, but I'm saying that it's called the International, and Elvis's favorite vacation place was Hawaii, And look, it's called Elvis Aloha from Hawaii, and it was called the International, and it's missing. Do you not understand what I'm showing you? It's International. The other hotel didn't have the top part. Do you understand? And then it was missing the top part. It was called the International. The other one's Honolulu International. And guess what the address was of this place? 777 Ward, W-A-R-D. It was 777, the address. And it looked like the top of the Space Needle. And that concert was this, right? Where did Elvis do his satellite concert? See? The Honolulu International. Satellite looks like the word Seattleite. Satellite? And who's the satellite guy? Stupid Musk, right? Isn't he into the satellites and rockets? Rocket Man. And anyway, that Kim Ding Dong is born on Rocket Man. I mean, that's why Trump was calling him Rocket Man, that Kim Ding Dong, the North Korean dictator, because he's born on Elvis's birthday. Elvis is the Rocket Man. Anyway, so it was a satellite concert. Satellite is Seattle. Seattleites. Right? And over 1.5 billion people watched that concert. 1.5 billion. And it opened, it was filmed on January 14th, 1973. It was filmed on January 14th, 1973, but it didn't air. What date did the Honolulu from Hawaii concert air? Oh, that's the date it was filmed. Hold on. Let's see. When did the Elvis Honolulu from Hawaii concert air on TV? Look at that, April 4th, 1973. When did the Twin Towers open to the public? You see that? Same day Elvis did his satellite that aired on TV. The Twin Towers opened. You see that ridiculous nonsense? And I could tell you much more the connections to this, but I'm not going to. I've already shown it in the past, which connects to the crown, because it was in 73, 28 years later, and crown equals 73, 28. But anyway, look, forget about that right now. But the point is that because Elvis had an identical twin that died at birth, and that's why the Twin Towers fell, right? And where was I going with this? Oh, I got to end this video, man. I'm about ready to lose it. I think that's it, folks. I'm pretty sure I forgot something. But you know, the reason that Space Needle is so important because Elvis did the movie. It happened at the World's Fair. Elvis was the first famous person to have anything to do with a space. I mean, with the Space Needle. All right, he was the first famous person. You know, I mean, I could go into more stuff with that, but everything to do with the needle connects to Elvis. I've told you that before, and that's why Trump is the one who brought out the needle. You know. Anyway, all right, folks. I'm worn out. God bless all of you. Any last words before I end it? You guys want to say something? I'll stay on another few minutes. Like I said, I'll leave the video up for a day because I think I want to redo this video in the future when Elon is in the news again. Yeah, God bless all of you. But no, if you guys have anything to say, you can say it. I'll stay on another few minutes, but make sure you thumb up the video and make sure you comment under the video too. Just say something, you know. I'm trying to think. There's something I forgot. Oh, you know what? There was a story in the news about a Turkish Airlines pilot who died while in flight, and it was heading from Seattle to Istanbul. Istanbul. Oh, man. Sounds like the word Satan. Satan bull. He was a 59-year-old captain. There's that 5995 connection, which I told you is so important. Has to do with the word twin. What else? There was another incident. Oh, and there was a Catalina cat, the Antichrist initials. Catalina plane crash that killed 5 people. I don't know what that's about. But what was crazy is that they showed. No, I'm not even going to say it. I don't feel like. Yeah, Suzanne. That's what I was just about to mention. There was another connection to it, but I'm not gonna go into it because too much detail involved in that. There was let me see if I have it here. Check this out. You know that the word God is the word dog backwards, right? And in man, now I can't remember. Where was this? Oh man. Nothing happened to the dog. So let me just say this to you guys. I mean, don't believe this. I'm not buying it. But no, they said the dog was fine. It's recuperating. But listen, dog thrown from overpass. Where was the story again? Yeah. Listen to this. It was thrown. I'm about ready to lose it. Hold on. Let me type it in. Hold on. Let me show you this ridiculous connection. So a dog fell on some guy's car. He was sitting in traffic. So the guy was just sitting in traffic supposedly. Okay? So that's why the dog didn't get more hurt cuz supposedly they thought somebody had thrown him off, but no, he jumped off the dog cuz I guess he got loose, the owner said. So that's why the dog didn't die because he just fell on top of the windshield and it just cracked the windshield. But anyway, so he ends up he just laid there. He didn't move. All right. So look what it says. It says dog recovering after falling off I-5 overpass, landing on windshield. And that happened on 10/4 or whatever. Yeah, 10/4. And remember, 10/4, folks, is 8/4 on the Roman calendar. So 10/4 is 8/4 on the Roman calendar, you know. Anyway, let me just show you this. A dog, remember, so dog is like God, you know, it's like they're saying God falling, get it? On the I-5, I is 9. Remember I told you everything's about the 9-5? I is 9. So Interstate 5, I-5, 9-5, right? Now look at the street. North 85th Street. It's like one before 84, right? So are you sure it wasn't 84? You get what I'm saying? Because I told you Trump, and it was on 10/4, 10/4 is 8/4, you know what I mean? But look, it landed on some dude named Peregrine, huh? Jones. Hold on. Give me a second to find. I know there's, oh yeah, you know what? Here's where the story gets ridiculous. Look at this. So, you know, Trump is the 45th president, right? And I told you he's going to get his head one on 8/4, right? Look at this. First of all, look at the name of the trooper that came to the scene. You stupid piece of crap phone. Let me just hold on. I'm gonna use this one. Trooper Johnson. It's got the sun in the name. You see that? And look when it happened. Look at that. 450. Around 450, right? 45 with a crown. Trump's the 45th president. Look at this. K9. 9/11, right? 85th Street is almost like 84 because 84 lands on 85 on a leap year, right? But look at what time they did this. Look at this. Where's the time? Oh, this was on 10/3. But 10/3 is on a leap year, lands on 10/4. 10/4 is 8/4, get it? On the Roman calendar. So it's 8:05 exactly also. Oh, the story is, that's the main thing I forgot to mention, is this. It was in Seattle. That was the main thing that I was showing. It was in Seattle. How come they don't even tell you that in the story? Well, they say Washington State Patrol trooper, but it's Seattle. So there's another connection with that. You know, the fact that they're saying, you know, a dog fell over the overpass. I mean, could the stories be true? Yeah, but it's just, you know, it's just that, you know, do they type in every story that they see? No, there's probably 100 stories that they leave out, but they put in certain stories, you know, on the news, you know. So it was probably on King 5, right? The news. Oh yeah, good one. Yeah, Crystal, that's right. 181 with a crown, RJ. It's 18 and 10. That's 181 with a crown. Yeah. 42nd prime with a crown. Anyway, like I said, folks, I could go on all day with the connections, man. I chat. Just remember that that Trump, I know he was talking about the dead firemen, but the fact that he stops at 6/11 to commemorate it is beyond unbelievable, okay?
At this time, it is 6:11, 12 weeks to the minute that the shooting began. I would like to ask everyone to join me in a moment of silence.
And then he slams the creepy music, you know what I mean the creepy bell ringing 4 times. So, and remember, it was 12 weeks. 12 weeks is 84 days. 7 days, 12 weeks, 7 times 12 is 84. So 84 days, 8, 4, and 6/11. You see? Perfect. You can't get more perfect than that. All right? I told you, it's coming to its climax, okay? Who the hell would know? Like every year it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? That's why they were waiting for a specific year, obviously, you know. And it's all coming to a crescendo, folks. All right. No, I think the bell tolling means that this is it, you know. They're telling you that this was it. The bell's tolling, so you better to everybody who's in Washington State, they're telling you to get the hell out. all the big names, you know, they're saying, hey, the bell is tolled, you know, is tolling for thee, you know, to get out of Washington State. And also for the August 4th connection, you know. Go watch that last video, the last live stream for the people who didn't watch it. You got to watch it. Anyway, all right, folks. Last couple of minutes. Any last words? Anyway, pray for everybody in Florida. I don't know what happened, but pray for everybody. Yeah, the dark MAGA, Elon. Supposedly Trump said it, right, today or something. Someone mentioned that he mentioned dark MAGA. Like, it's the Black Elvis, you know, Black Elvis matters. Black Lives Matter, Black Elvis, the dark MAGA. That's Elvis, the dark MAGA. No, actually, Elvis is the you know, that comes as an angel of light. Trump is the dark, you know, he's the dark one, actually. Oh, man. Well, I mean, you know, red and black, the MAGA is red, the black, dark MAGA. Black means funeral, that's why. You know, like somber. And red is like the blood, right? So they're signifying death, you know. All right, folks. I guess nobody has anything to say. Still people don't care. It's only 17 thumbs up. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, anyone who got in late, yeah, like a blood sacrifice too. Yeah, the red. You're right. That's also sacrifice. So anyone who came in late, you got to watch from the beginning. Listen, I revealed some great info, but it you know, took a while to get it all out. But I will reveal it in the future when Elon comes up again in the future. I mean, because it's super important info. And of course, somebody's going to take that info and use it. You know that. It's going to go to other people's channels, what I just showed. Because I never revealed it. This is the first time I revealed it. I'm talking about the info with that George Floyd stuff. All right. God bless all of you. Jesus is God. That's right, folks. Hit the thumbs up button and comment under the video after you watch it. All right. You just got to be patient and watch the info. You know, I know that it takes forever to get to the info, but there's no other way to explain it. I would have to, if I just showed you the numbers, you guys would not understand it. I would have to explain. That's why you have to explain how it connects. You know, you can't just show numbers and think people are going to understand it. You have to explain it all. All right, I'm going to end the video now. Oh yeah, just watch from the beginning. I'll leave it up, the video. All right, God bless all of you. Jesus is God. End of video.